I could have.
Hello friends, welcome to Law and GK. So friends, on this channel we discuss the contents of law and previous year papers of judicial services and other legal exams. And friends, in today's video, we are going to discuss all the questions of IT Act which came in the exam paper of UPSC CBI, APP, PP and other legal post from the year 2010 to 2023.
This is 6. By which one of the following acts does the Information Technology Act allow any subscriber to authenticate an electronic record? By affixing his digital signature, or by reliable electronic signature or electronic authentication techniques? This is correct. Asymmetric crypto system, no. Attaching scanned copy, no. Making endorsement, no. So A is the answer. This is mentioned in section 3 of IT Act. Next 15. Under the IT Act, when is an electronic record attributed to the originator? When it is sent by the originator himself, या फिर when the information system programmed by the originator sends electronic record automatically, या फिर when the electronic record is sent by a person who had authority to act on behalf of originator. All of the above. D is the answer. 1, 2, 3. It is mentioned in section 11 of IT Act. Next 24. What do you understand by key pair under the IT Act? It is a public key having symmetric and asymmetric crypto features. It's wrong. It's a private key having both symmetric and asymmetric crypto features. या फिर it is a private key and it's mathematically related public key. या फिर it is an electronic key in the form of two passwords. C is the answer. And where this is mentioned, it is mentioned in section 2(1)(x) of IT Act. Next 32. What does the entity theft for which punishment is provided under IT Act means? Removing movable and tangible computer parts out of possession, या फिर fraudulently and dishonestly making use of electronic signature, password or unique identification of other persons. If it's signing of a document by an unauthorized person, या फिर falsely presenting before certifying authority. B is the answer. Punishment is mentioned in section 66C of IT Act. Next is 40. Under IT Act, intermediary is not liable for any third-party information if its function is limited to providing access to communication system. This is correct. Intermediary is not liable if it does not initiate a transmission, does not select receiver, and does not select information. It is correct. Intermediary is not liable if he aids and induces a third party to commit unlawful act. No, it is wrong. So 1 and 2 only. A is the answer. The definition of intermediary is provided in section 2(1)(w) of IT Act. Next 48. IT Act has been given overriding effect on other laws in for except the rights of any person under Copyright Patent Act या फिर right under the Negotiable Instrument Act. D is the answer. Rights of any person under Copyright and Patents Act. A is the answer. This is mentioned in section 81 of IT Act. Next 56. Where a person causes or likely to cause death or damage to or destruction of any property by denying access to any person who is unauthorized to access computer resource or introducing or causing to introduce any computer contamination with the intention of threatening integrity or sovereignty of India or to strike terror in India is punishable under IT Act as cyber terrorism. C is the answer. Mentioned in section 66F of IT Act. Next 64. The IT Act provides that all offences under Act are compoundable. Not all acts. Offences other than those punishable for term exceeding 3 years and other than those against child women are compoundable. This is correct. So no. B is the answer. This is mentioned in section 77A of IT Act. It came by the amendment of 2009. Next 71. What are the offences that are considered as cognizable bailable under the IT Act? Offence punishable with 3 years and above, and offence punishable with imprisonment 3 years respectively. Yes. This is mentioned in section 77B. 7 years no, 6 months no. A is the answer. Next 72. The central government is empowered under the IT Act to authorize any agency to monitor the traffic data or information generated, transmitted, received, or stored in any computer resource when it satisfies that it is necessary in the interest of sovereignty and integrity of India. Yes. To enhance cybersecurity. Yes. So both 1 and 2 C is the answer. This is mentioned in section 69 of IT Act. Next, 77. Under IT Act, which of the following is true? The controller is bound to impose penalty prescribed by the Act in case of all contraventions, या फिर can compound any contravention either before or after an institution of adjudication proceedings. B is the answer. This is mentioned in section 63. Compounding of contraventions. So compounding of offences and contravention is different in IT Act. Next, 82. A digital signature certificate issued by certifying authority can never be revoked. If it can be revoked if subscriber makes request, या फिर can be revoked depending on kind of certificate. This is a repeat question actually. On request of subscriber, it can be revoked. B is the answer. And this is section 38 of IT Act. Next, 91. Which of the following statement are correct? Under the IT Act, the appellant can make a legal representation in person. This is correct. The appellant can authorize one or more legal petitioners to represent his case before Cyber Appellate Tribunal. Now it is only Appellate Tribunal. Cyber has been deleted, omitted. This is section 59 of IT Act. The provision of Limitation Act are not applicable on appeal. They are applicable obviously. This is section 60. Cyber Appellate Tribunal is bound by the procedure laid down in the CPC. No, they are not bound. So I have to mention correct. So 1 and 2 only are correct. B is the answer. Next, 98. The IT Act applies to the offences committed anywhere in India only, or anywhere in India except the state of Jammu and Kashmir, or in India and outside India by any person who commits offence in India through a computer resource and all that. In India, outside India only if offender is an Indian national. So all these options are not proper. They should have mentioned it properly. Outside India by any person. If somebody, let's say in Georgia, does any crime in Georgia or Lebanon, so would it be fall under this IT Act? No. Next is 6. Under the provision of IT Act, a digital signature certificate issued by certifying authority can be never revoked या फिर be revoked if the subscriber makes a request depending upon the kind of certificate issue if there is a disagreement between the partners of the firm. No, revoke कर सकते हैं request पर भी and also on the contravention. तो B इसका आंसर रहेगा. And this is section 38 of IT Act. Next is 7. The IT Act provides that all offences under the Act are compoundable. No, or not all acts. Offences other than those punishable by imprisonment for a term life or for a term exceeding 3 years are compoundable with certain exceptions. This is correct. B is the answer. And where is the compounding of contraventions? In section 63 of IT Act. Next is 8. For the purpose of section 13 of IT Act, if the originator or the addressee has more than one place of business, which one of the following shall be the place of business? The principal place of business. C is the answer. Next is 9. Under the provision of IT Act, cyber cafe means a place having internet connection, an establishment having internet access, if any facility from where the access to internet is offered by any person in ordinary course of business to a member of public. C is the answer. And where is the definition of cyber cafe? In section 2(1) and A of IT Act. Next is 10. Under the provision of IT Act, electronic signature does not include signature या फिर includes digital signature या फिर may include या फिर include digital signature unless expressly excluded. Includes digital signature. B is the answer. And where is the definition of this? In section 2(1)(a) of IT Act. Next, 87. Under the IT Act, what is the punishment prescribed on first conviction for publishing and transmitting material depicting children in sexually explicit act in electronic form? Imprisonment, either description for a term which may extend to 5 years and with a fine which may extend to 10 lakh. A is the answer. This is section 67B of IT Act. Next, 97. Under the provision of IT Act, which of the following statement about cyber terrorism are correct? It is an independent offense. Yes, it was incorporated by the IT Amendment Act of 2008. Yes, it is correct. The seriousness of cyber terrorism as offense is reflected in the fact that it does not need mens rea as element of crime. No, it is wrong. It is defined under section 66F of the Act. It is correct. So 1 to 4 only. C is the answer. This is 98. Which one of the following section of IT Act provides for audit of document etc. maintained in electronic form? Section 7A of IT Act. B is the answer. Next, 99. Under the provision of IT Act, whom the following has power to suspend or revoke digital signature certificate? Adjudicating officer or certifying authority, which has issued DSC. B is the answer. And where is the provision in section 38 of IT Act? Next, 100. Under the provision of IT Act, an application for renewal of license shall be made in such form accompanied by such fee not exceeding 5,000 rupees as may prescribed by central government and shall be made not less than in how many days before the date of expiry of the period of validity of the license? Within 45 days. A is the answer. And where is the provision in section 23 of IT Act? Next, 101. Which one of the following is the punishment for cyber terrorism under IT Act? Imprisonment for life. B is the answer. And where is the provision in 66F of IT Act? Next, 102. Which of the following section of IT Act were dealt with in Shreya Singhal versus Union of India? 66A, 69A and 79. A is the answer. 66A was upheld as unconstitutional. Other sections were kept as constitutional. Next, 103. The Supreme Court has struck down the section 66A of IT Act for violation of which one of the following articles of the Constitution? Article 19(1)A, freedom of speech and expression. A is the answer. And the case is Shreya Singhal versus Union of India. Next, 104. Which one of the following section of IT Act deals with punishment for tampering with computer source document? That is section 65. B is the answer. Next, 105. Under the provision of IT Act, the responsibility of intermediary regarding objectionable content being used to commit an unlawful act extends to immediately take down the consent as soon as intermediary receives information. No. Taking it down after receiving court order only. Yes, it is correct. Every government order. Yes. So 2 and 3 are correct. D is the answer. And this is section 79 of IT Act. Next, 106. If any person contravenes rules or regulation made under the provision of the IT Act and for the contravention of which no penalty has been separately provided under the Act, he is liable to pay compensation up to 25,000 rupees. A is the answer, where it is provided in section 45 of IT Act. Next, 107. Which of the following statements are correct? Appeals under section 57 of IT Act can be filed only before appellate tribunal. No. Cyber appellate tribunal. No. Before the Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal established under Telecom Regulatory Act 1997. So only 3 is correct. So C is the answer. Section is 48 as amended by the amendment of 2017. Next is 108. Subscriber. According to section 2ZZ of IT Act means a person who has an issue of electronic signature certificate या फिर in whose name electronic signature certificate is issued. D is the answer. Next, 109. Section 25 of IT Act. The controller may revoke license regarding the issue of electronic signature certificate issued under section 21 without making inquiry or by making inquiry without giving reasonable. No. After making inquiry and by giving reasonable opportunity for showing cause. C is the answer. Next is 110. Which one of the following offences is considered as cognizable under the provision of IT Act? The offense punishable with imprisonment of 3 years and above. B is the answer. Mentioned where in section 77B of IT Act. Next 46. Which particular technology was adopted legislatively for the authentication of electronic record with the enactment of IT Act? Digital signature. A is the answer. Next 47. The constitutional validity of which one of the following provision of IT Act was upheld in Shreya Singhal versus Union of India 2015? 69A. B is the answer. Next 48. The IT Act gives favorable consideration to which one of the following model laws? It is UNICETROL, UN Commission on International Trade Law, Model Law on Electronic Commerce 1996. A is the answer. Next is 49. A downloads and copies musical composition of B from the computer of B without his authorization and disseminates it further to other blogs and groups. Which one of the following law can be invoked to fasten the liability of A? IT Act and copyright as well. A is the answer. Next is 50. A sends a message of acceptance through email to B to an offer given by B. When is the message deemed to have been dispatched by A under the IT Act? When it enters into computer resource of B, or when it is read by, retrieved by, when it enters the computer resource of B and goes outside the control of A. B is the answer. Next 51. If the addressee has designated a computer resource for the purpose of receipt of electronic record, the time of receipt of electronic record shall be determined on which of the following principles? Receipt occurred at the time when the electronic record enters the designated computer resource. A is the answer. And there is the provision in section 13 of IT Act. Next 52. A fraudulently and or dishonestly makes use of passcode of B's cell for transmission of some electronic record from B's phone to that of C. What is the offense committed by him under IT Act? Under 66E, punishment for violation of privacy. And punishment is up to 3 years and 2 lakh fine. He has committed identity theft and penalty would be as per section 66C and also penalty for compensation for damage to computer and computer system as per section 43. So A is the answer. और 66C में कितनी punishment है? 3 year and 1 lakh fine. Next 53. Which one of the following is not a power vested in Cyber Appellate Tribunal? Now Cyber Appellate Tribunal has been repealed, or you can say it is omitted by the Finance Act of 2017, and I'm surprised that this is the paper of 2019 and held in 2020 and they still ask the question from the old provision. Earlier the composition of Cyber Appellate Tribunal was in section 49 of IT Act, but it is now omitted. Now it is only Appellate Tribunal. So not a power vested in Appellate Tribunal. Dismissing an application for default ex parte. Powers are mentioned subsection 2 of section 58. This is clause F, receiving evidence on affidavit. This is clause C, issuing commission for the examination of witnesses or documents. This is clause D, issuing certificate to appeal to High Court in case personally agreed by an decision or order of the tribunal. No, this is not, so D is the answer.
Next is 54. Which one of the following cases discuss the question of jurisdiction of transactions which take place on the internet? तो ये केस था जी बैनियन ट्री होल्डिंग्स वर्सेस ए मुरली कृष्ण रेड्डी एंड अनदर्स 2009. सी इज द आंसर.
Next 55. Which one of the following cases discusses the question of whether or not an automated teller machine can be treated as a computer terminal as contemplated under section 2I of IT Act? It was Diebold Computer System versus Commissioner of Commercial Taxes. A is the answer. I say 40. In which one of the following cases section 66A of IT Act was struck down by the division bench? This was Shreya Singhal versus Union of India. Very common question. B is the answer. Next is 41. While adjudicating on the quantum of compensation under IT Act, which of the following factors are irrelevant? care and prevention taken in preventing damage to data. No, this is not there. The factors is mentioned in section 47 of IT Act. Amount of gain and fair advantage is there. Loss of amount to any person, yes. Repetitive nature or default, yes. So A is the answer. As 42, the central government shall, by notification in the official gazette, designate any organization of the government as nodal agency responsible for all measures including research, development, related protection of critical information infrastructure. Such agency shall be called as National Nodal Agency. A is the answer. And this is section 70A of IT Act, which was inserted by the amendment of 2009. As 43, the publication of an electronic signature certificate is prohibited except in which one of the following cases: where the certifying authority listed in the certificate has not issued it, it is prohibited. Subscriber listed in the certificate has not accepted it, yes. It has been suspended, yes. And the publication is for wearing electronic signature created prior to suspension, it is not prohibited. D is the answer. And this is section 73 of IT Act. Next 44, every decision under Information Technology Act can be challenged before a civil court or high court by filing writ, या फिर high court by filing an appeal. See, I would say this question is not proper. It is mentioned every decision. So first there is a cyber tribunal. Okay, so that decision can be challenged in appellate tribunal under section 57. Then if they want to challenge the decision of appellate tribunal, then as per section 62 they can go to high court. So I would say this question is not proper. Next is 45, compounding of which of the following contravention is impermissible under IT Act. So for compounding of offences is mentioned in section 77A of IT Act, and you must also refer the section 63 for compounding of contraventions. So this is mentioned in section 63, and in 77 it is mentioned that any offence more than punishments 3 years and above cannot be compounded. And sending this information is mentioned in section 66A, for which the punishment is 3 years. And fraudulent use of electronic signature is mentioned in section 74, for which punishment is 2 years. So only 2 can be compounded, but the options are not correct here. There are so many mistakes in this paper. Next is 46, an adjudicating officer under IT Act, jurisdiction to adjudicate matter involving a claim for damage not exceeding 5 crore. It is correct. Being treated as a civil court. This is also correct. To keep in mind the bona fides of the offender. No, it is not. Power to adjudicate is mentioned in section 46 of IT Act, and this is mentioned there in 46(1)(a), and this is mentioned subsection 5 of 46. So it is not there. So 1 and 2 is the answer. B is the answer. I see 47, legal recognition of electronic record would mean only electronically printed record, or record made available in electronic form, yes. Record accessible so as to usable for subsequent reference, yes. So 2 and 3, D is the answer. And this is mentioned in section 4 of IT Act. Legal recognition of electronic signature is mentioned in section 5. Next 114, where any law provides that information shall be in writing, such requirement shall be deemed to have been satisfied if such information is rendered or made available in electronic form. This is correct. Accessible so as to usable for subsequent reference. This is also correct. Mentioned in section 4 of IT Act. So both are correct. C is the answer. Next 115. Which one of the following statement is not correct with regard to the powers of controller of certifying authorities under IT Act? The controller has power to suspend license issued to a person to issue electronic signature certificate. पहले DSC बोलते थे ना, अब ESC बोलते हैं. तो कंट्रोलर के पास पावर है सस्पेंड करने की अंडर सेक्शन 25. दिस इज करेक्ट. Then controller has power to suspend license for a week issued to a person to issue electronic signature certificate without any notice to the licensee. This is correct. Next is the suspension of license issued to a person to issue ESC by controller for a period of 1 month without any notice to licensee is permissible. No, this is wrong. Maximum is 10 days time period. Now you would be thinking, when their limit is 10 days in section 25 subsection 2 proviso. ओके, अब आप सोच रहे हैं कि भाई ये सेकंड स्टेटमेंट कैसे ठीक है। देखिए मैक्सिमम 10 डेज और यहाँ पे सिर्फ एक वीक के लिए सस्पेंड किया है विदाउट एनी नोटिस, तो ऑब्वियसली 10 दिन से ऊपर नहीं कर सकते, 10 दिन से नीचे तो कर सकते हैं ना, तो इसलिए बी इज करेक्ट, सो सी इज रॉन्ग एंड नॉट करेक्ट पूछा है तो सी रॉन्ग हो गया, तो सी ही इसका आंसर है। डी भी देख लेते हैं। The revocation of license issued to a person to issue ESC by the controller is permissible if opportunity of hearing has been provided to the licensee to show cause against the proposed revocation. This is correct. Mention section 25 proviso. Okay, so C इसमें आंसर है। Next is 116. Consider the following statements with regard to Information Technology Act. A company cannot apply for grant of a license to issue DSC. License is only available for the person. Mentioned section 21 of IT Act. फिर है every application for renewal of license granted for the issue of DSC. अब देखिए यहाँ DSC लिख दिया, यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक नहीं लिखा, कई जगह मिस्टेक्स करते हैं। Must be made at least 1 month before expiry of the period. No, at least 45 days before. तो 45 days का तो इसका मतलब ये wrong हो गया, तो 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect, only 1 A is the answer. Next 117. Appeals against the order of the controller or certifying authorities under the IT Act would lie before which of the following? The power is given to tribunal in IT Act, and which tribunal? Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal. C is the answer, mentioned in section 48 of IT Act.
So friends, here we have discussed all the questions of IT Act which came in the exam paper of UPSC CBI, APP, PP and other legal posts from the year 2010 to 2023.
अगर आपको इसमें कोई कमी लगी हो, कोई सजेशंस हो, कोई एडवाइस हो, तो आप जो है कमेंट सेक्शन में जाकर भी लिख सकते हैं। वी ऑलवेज अप्रिशिएट योर कमेंट्स। एंड अगर आपको कोई क्वेश्चन गलत लग रहा है तो आप जो है टाइम लिख दीजिए, जो भी टाइम आ रहा है वीडियो में वो आप लिख देंगे तो हमें वो पता चल जाएगा कि यहाँ पर जो है क्वेश्चन को रिकन्सिडर करने की ज़रूरत है, एंड इफ़ इट नेसेसरी हम उसको रेक्टिफाई भी करेंगे। वी ऑलवेज अप्रिशिएट पीपल हु टेल अस आवर ड्रॉबैक्स एंड मिस्टेक्स। एंड अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो ज़रूर लाइक कीजिएगा, शेयर कीजिएगा अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ, और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। एंड अगर आपको वीडियो और भी अच्छी लगी हो, हमारे एफर्ट्स अच्छे लगे हो, तो काइंडली गिव अस अ सुपर थैंक्स। सुपर थैंक्स इज जस्ट अ वे टू अप्रिशिएट द कंटेंट क्रिएटर। सो फ्रेंड्स, देखते रहिए हमारी वीडियोज़ को, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। थैंक यू, थैंक्स वेरी मच फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो।